Hi everyone, my name is Tori Hester and this is my persuasive speech on recycling. And here are a few tips and also a little bit of information about recycling and why it's so important. So here goes. Recycling and even the smallest basics of reutilization will save the world, and we must be a part of it. Depleting natural resources is real, and by recycling and conservation, we can conserve timber and water and minerals, and we will save energy and reduce greenhouse gas emissions that contributes to climate change. And we will be able to sustain the environment for future generations. And on top of that, it also creates well-paying jobs in the recycling and manufacturing industries. And here are a few things that you can recycle, that I recycle, that are very easy and sometimes are overlooked. You can recycle paper, of course, batteries, plastics, glass, used oil, tires, household hazardous waste, which is often overlooked, like paints and cleaners and maybe some oils that you might use, like essential oils. And as long as you follow all of the guidelines that you can find on the internet or maybe at your local recycling plant, if you follow all of those guidelines about cleaning and maintaining them, they will use about 90%, and that will be formed, your recycled materials will be formed into something new, which is really interesting. So for instance, if you recycle the Sunday newspaper, it may become a lower made egg carton or maybe a cereal box, and that way we can just conserve our materials and use older things to make newer things, and just make sure everything is clean. As long as nothing's moldy or gross, it should be fine. And a lot of people think maybe that's too much trouble than it's worth. But imagine 20 years from now, we could be living in a world of scarcity, and that includes scarcity for future generations and our families and future children. So it's a really big deal, and we don't want to live in a world that's a big trash can either. Landfills are not going anywhere, but they're not very good. They're not good for the environment, and they're definitely not good for our health. But so we need to keep as many materials out of landfills as possible. And just one step, one thing a week, one thing a day, maybe, if you want to get bold, and that could promote a lengthier lifespan for our earth and environment. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, where I get a lot of my information about recycling, actually says that recycling a 6-pack of aluminum cans can save enough energy to power a TV for 18 hours, or even a 100-watt light bulb for 24 hours. And recycled glass and newspaper can save up to 40% of energy, and plastic up to 70% of energy, which is actually a lot more than I thought. And according to the EPA, an average family of 4 that only recycles plastic can save up to 340 pounds of carbon emission per year. And 1 year of recycling those Sunday newspapers can save up to 270 pounds of emission. So this is such a positive ripple effect. One thing affects another thing, and that's just one family. Think of if all of the families contributed just one thing, like one family did plastic, one family did aluminum cans, one family did paper. This would accumulate, and this would be towards a huge movement. And recycling hasn't actually become a huge movement yet for the environment, but it will be a success story, and we should definitely be a part of it. Because not only is it about the future lives ahead of us, but it's at where we are now too. And it will even save so much money and promote more jobs, which we need right now in our economy. So here are a few tips that you can do right now where you're at. So try for maybe this week, try to not drink from a brand new plastic water bottle every day, and just fill up one at home. Like if you have a tumbler or like just another plastic bottle, just fill it up in the tap from home and just forget about an extra bottle of water that's plastic. Or even turn your lights off before you leave the house. I know sometimes I forget, but maybe like set a reminder or put a sticky note up or something before you leave the house. Or even, here's a big one, since the weather is still nice right now and it's about to be fall and we all probably like fall weather, maybe walk to class, don't drive. Yeah, try not to use your car as much, maybe. Like maybe carpool with friends if you need to go to the store or something. But recycling is really not as hard as we make it to be. I think we're all just a little lazy sometimes, so we just don't want to put the work in. But if we put the work in, then we're going to see the world changed. So thank you guys. I hope you have a great week. Bye.